Hello, all. Welcome back to Actual Play Court of Blades. We are Malika just stopped an eldritch horror from eating the memories and thoughts of all kinds of people, and the party is going on, and it's moving on to the next event, which is a duel. See, they really should pay us because I think we kept this entire event much more entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also Lenore stopped Red Crow from shooting Rumor, so minor detail there.
Yeah.
Small Does Rumor know that happened yet?
No. Or we've had time to debrief.
We'll talk about all the ways
We're
we almost
blissfully
died.
unaware. Like everything went so well tonight.
That was great.
Yeah.
Everything just sort of worked out. It was great.
Yeah. It was when you felt like I might have been in danger. I think that was the moment.
You look at all this falling shards of the chandelier, like all around you. Somehow they didn't land on you, but they just landed everywhere around. Like,
Everything's coming up Rumor.
Nice.
Yeah, this is definitely the event of the season. So well done,
Nice.
all of you, for making it. So
Yeah.
all right. I think that we have our little mid-episode break, and then when we open up, like, it's a view of this dueling arena suspended above this, walled off, cage, this submarine cage here that is just alive with 4 just humongous sharks. They're 12, 15 feet long, and sinuous forms, kind of just barely breaking the water every so often. And I think it's like a gantry that is along the top here, maybe 10 feet wide, and set up almost like a dueling piece for a combat. And it's there are stairs that lead up to the edge, but then the actual gantry raises above the level of the stairs. So once you get up there, there's no there's not even the temptation to dishonorably retreat the field.
Right. They, as soon as you get there, they pull back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So I think that this is the moment where we're seeing Core, like, still probably arrayed in her ball wig, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she hasn't changed significantly. Because I think we went basically directly there. There was no like, okay, and then we'll amend the duel later.
No, this is further night's entertainment, right? Like the people who are still here hoping to grab a little piece of memorabilia from the fall of House Casteno are probably staying back. But man, there is one thing that the citizens of Ilrian love. It's spectacle, and there are few spectacles quite so spectacular as one of these duels above the sharks.
Nice.
So, does anybody have any last minute words of wisdom to give Core as we're kind of seeing her prepare herself?
Right. Or like ointments to coat my blade in to destroy monsters, right?
I mean, that was 100% my plan, was to give you something on the sly for your blade.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is this that monster essence, or is that?
Yeah, I want it to be the monster essence. Can we see the person that Core is dueling yet?
Yes, I think that as Core is like getting prepared on the other side of this, I think this needs like we're gonna call it the Court of Blades. The actual arena, the Court of Blades, is basically there's the supporters of one side on one side of the court, and on the other side are the backers of the other. And it's this amphitheater on one side, and then like pleasure craft on the other, as like kind of the cheap seats over here, and then everybody can afford to have a barge, that can move around and like get the best view. We're seeing kind of a press, but across that press, we're seeing Rekiala. We're going to kind of do a tight zoom in shot of Rekiala. She's got her hair is close cropped on one side and braided back on the other. She is Iberican, fine featured, she's like this kind of, you hesitate to use the word war paint, but it's this very elaborate kind of eye makeup that kind of sweeps back toward the temples and then like down across the line of the jaw. She's wearing like hard wearing clothes. Like she's got like knee breeches. She goes barefoot. She's wearing this black leather vest. And she is, I think she has like in one hand, she has like one of the little dueling bucklers. And in the other hand, she has like this, I see it almost like one of these cruciform swords, these standard like knightly like broadswords, but it's got this fine flaring tapering tip. So it's almost like a broadsword, and then it turns into almost like a scimitar right at the end. So there's kind of this hooked hewing sword. It's not a courtly blade. This is sort of the Prince's Justice here.
It's a cleaving blade.
Like, she's testing the weight of it and like moving it as though it's an extension of her arm. She cuts a figure. She is about 6.5 feet tall, and she isn't like a hulking monstrosity. She is a large woman, and she is just ropey, sinewy muscle, very agile, very lithe in movement, but just a power. So resident large.
Sorry, I had to ask.
No,
Yeah.
that's a vision.
I know she was burning up the internet, so
Yes, she was.
That's about right. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what's on the other side.
That's
her
all.
Second, yeah, her second is coming over to meet with Lenore. Contrea is where Rekiala is tall and rangy. Contrea is almost like childlike diminutive. Like she's maybe 5 feet tall. So when she comes up to you, Lenore, like she looks like something that you could like reach out and break, but she has this sort of, it's an effusive sort of like gaiety about her. Like she's very happy to be here. And so when she comes up, she's like, so is everything sorted? Rekiala is very excited to meet the Lady Kor. I hope that the feeling is mutual.
Of course, Lady Kor is very excited and well prepared for this meeting.
That's excellent. So very few are. You've been apprised of all the rules. You know how everything works.
Has Lenore been apprised of all the rules? Does she know how everything works?
I don't know. I mean, you've told me that basically the rules are don't fall in the drink, don't get dead.
Yeah.
And that anything else that doesn't get like caught is
like
okay.
Don't get caught. Yeah. Okay.
So like that's basically the gist of it.
Okay.
She says, the idea isn't for anyone to die here, but accidents do happen. We were thinking 3 passes to blood. That will satisfy the honor of the Grand Old House of Maurizi. I don't suppose there's any like we can just dispense with all of this and we can all go home as long as you're all willing to suffer the consequences of that.
What consequences?
Well, you did sort of ruin the whole thing there at the race of antlers.
Do your job for you. Kor finally like leans in.
You're just behind Lenore.
Yeah. She's been just like letting you do all this stuff, and she just kind of like pops in. You mean did your job for you? Stop Claudia from catching Antonio? Yeah, we did that. And then she just sort of like backs in, like she just drops that bomb, but like lets Lenore.
And then leaves. Yeah,
exactly. She's not the second. She's not supposed to be in this conversation, but
So I think Lenore says like, oh, Lady Kor is very interested in this meeting. So no, I think we're going to continue.
Also not supposed to be part of the conversation. Like rumors in there, like Scrappy Doo, basically. Like, Kor's not going to back down from this fight. Like she's
The
just
other side, rumor pops up.
Yeah,
Lenore like turns around. I've got this.
Lenore's like, let me do this. Okay, and Corso looks back. He's like, so what are her weaknesses again? Where do I hit her? She's got a bad knee or something?
I really would like to. I don't know if it will probably be a role, but I really, this whole time that Lenore's been matching like this pleasant tone, I would like to be sizing both of them up.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, so
Um,
go ahead. Sorry.
You're an accomplished, slayer of monsters. You can pretty easily. I can say that you're probably in a controlled position here because there's nothing bad that is going to befall you. If you want to, do you think this is surveying? Are you studying your opponent, or is this like what do you think in the fiction that Lenore is doing here?
Yeah, I think survey. What is hunt is more when you're tracking something that you can't see. Yeah. So I would say survey.
Okay. Yeah, I think getting a quick look over these individuals, seeing how they're moving. It's not going to be what's the word? An in-depth, categorical. We're not seeing the Sherlock scan here. We're just getting the quick measure of these people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the case. Yeah, I think you're in a control position. I'm gonna give you standard effect here.
Okay. How much stress do I have left before I hit trauma? Can I push myself?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'll take a bonus then.
You got this.
Okay.
Or not.
So I think that what's happening here is as you're watching, like there's a part of you that is like, if I had to hunt this, I would wait till it slept and probably to death with a stick before it could get up.
Yeah.
But you're watching and like she's just real quick, just limbering up, and like you're across the Court of Blades here, you're hearing like the popping and like the sound of like her limbering up, and it's horrifying. Like people are already like coming in and like talking to bookies and things. It's like, okay, large bet on the large one.
Yeah.
So that it's you get a read on them, and it's that they're incredibly dangerous, and they are presenting exactly as they appear.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So what do you do with that information?
So I think before, and obviously if Rumor wants to do something as well, but I think that before the duel actually starts, that Lenore is doing the like traditional like checking Core's weapons, and as she's doing that, she's like talking to her about it and just saying like, okay, this is a very serious opponent. This is not time for you to be flashy or cute. That can be, later after you've won. That's what I mean, Core. Don't get distracted. And then can I coat the blade with the essence as well?
I think that, it's a sneaky underhanded thing, right? I think that the big thing is that like the seconds typically check the other one's weapons, but then they hand that weapon back to the other second to hand back to their principal.
Okay.
That second.
So you've got like a second as you're turning around to kind of sneak something on there. But basically like you're handed this big hooked broadsword to, yep, that's a big sharp sword. And then hand it back, and you hand over, what is Core's weapon of choice tonight?
Yeah, so Core's dueling blade is, like her, this wispy, she uses a big old axe when she's like murdering flame jaguars, but for this thing, it's this big, it's this sort of this long wispy blade that doesn't have a it's a rapier, I think. It has a little bend in it as it moves, but not. But that's really just so that she can kind of sort of curve it almost as needed. Like she can like deliver a slap with the blade, because it'll bend just a tiny bit at the end. And it has this sort of ridiculous pommel with the jewels set in it of her family. And so there's this pommel guard around her fist and a cross. And she's definitely been known to use it multiple times, just punching people in the face or side or whatnot. The pommel guard is a little more substantive. It's pretty reinforced. She might have.
Nice. So like it's striking my mind almost like a dueling saber. It's got that vague bend to it. It's not like a cavalry saber or anything like that, but it's a long court sword with just a very subtle bend at kind of the flat of the blade, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. And
I think it's for the most part cut sharp on both sides, but the base of the blade is blunt on the back for that times when you just kind of have to add in a little extra force. You're not supposed to. That's not really good form, but that's
it's not sporting, right?
It's not sporting to
Effective.
two-handed your blade, but yeah.
Awesome. And typical blade of Yangshi, or is this?
Yeah,
is this
it's her family's dueling saber, right? This
awesome.
is passed down to her. This has gems in it, not to steal from every franchise, but yeah, the gems in it, the 3 gems in it signify great deeds that her family has done, and she carries her family's honor when she uses this sword.
That's so cool. And hopefully one day Kor will get to add her own gem into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And some descendant will carry it into yet further glories. Okay, so that's what you're handing over to Contraya, and Contraya is nodding approvingly at it, and holds it up for the judges to show that she's checked it over, and she hands it back. And as she does, is this the moment where Lenora is going to do something sneaky and underhanded, or are you going to let them lie where they may?
No, I think I'm going to try, right as we turn back around, right as I turn back around to walk back to Kor to hand her the blade is when I'm going to attempt this coating of the blade with this monster essence.
If you had it in your glove or something, I can imagine you just running the blade through your hand, your glove hand or something.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
Yes.
You spent all these downtime actions to be able to do this. This is probably our last game, so thank you.
Oh, of course. So I'm guessing I have to roll for this.
First of all, because I want to draw out this delicious tension just a little while longer.
Yeah.
What does this do?
What does the essence actually do?
Yes.
So I think that if there's any chance that this person is part monster, then this is going to act like a poison, but it's going to act like a slow poison. So nothing that seems right. We don't want someone who's going to suddenly start foaming at the mouth or right. We don't want anything obvious. And so I think it's going to just dull and slow them, which could look like fatigue if the battle has been going, the duel has been going on for a little bit.
Okay.
Giving Kor the upper hand, hopefully.
I like that. Malika, why is this stuff dangerous or weird? What strange properties is it going to manifest in the environment?
Yeah, I kind of like the idea that I can't help but think that it's based on the pheromones or other parts of monsters. It could potentially draw in other monsters.
The sharks start jumping at us.
Yeah. But it depends, right? I feel like there has to be a reason why that could happen. I don't think it automatically happens.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So it's a slow acting poison that might cause frenzy. And we're going to put it on a blade.
Nice. So what do you think might go wrong here? No, right? Okay. So Lenore, this to me, if I had to guess, this is probably either going to be like a skulk or a maneuver I could see, but I think maneuver might be lesser effect here.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is pretty well a skulk.
Can I throw in a setup action here to help her out a little bit?
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
You're right there.
I think that as the action happens, like Rumor's gonna just make a pest of herself, and she's gonna say like really loudly so that like both Core and of course Contraria can hear her. It's like, so Ariela's ribs can't be healed yet, right? I just saw her 2 weeks ago get, pummeled by, and she's being really bad, like by Wraith. Like that's gotta be a big weakness. Like she's trying to call out like how bad the last fight went, so that hopefully to get her to look her way, right?
Okay, what's that?
That is I don't know. I mean, I could see it either be trying to like command her attention, or maybe it's a sway because you're trying to sway her to look over this way, and she's kind of letting all of that dirty information out to everybody.
I think you're almost
I
swaying
love that.
the crowd here.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of betting going on, and not a lot of it's for Core. I think that you might actually be swaying the crowd here if that's the way.
I mean, that's the goal, is to get eyes off of this, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think that totally makes sense, right?
Okay, I'm gonna sway.
So you're in a controlled position.
Cool.
I think that you've got standard effect here.
I don't know. Is there like a lady's favor here?
I was gonna ask for one too.
so many ladies'
Is
favorites.
it possible to get like a group ladies favor?
Yeah, a group, yeah.
Applies to both of us.
A Groupon ladies' favor, if you will.
Like it's buy one get one free with a lady tonight. It's ladies' night.
Well, if we did do it as a group ladies' favor, I don't know, Navi, does Rumor have the stress to spend for an assist? Because it may be something where if we did it as a group ladies' favor, that you could do that as an assist rather than a setup. I mean, either one works, but that's a way to kind of make the same effect all go into one roll. I don't know.
No, I can do assists without paying stress.
Nice.
You got one
'Cause
more
I
of
have-
those, right?
This is my last one
Yeah.
because it resets every actual session, not every errand.
Correct.
So yes, I can do one more. So I can make it an assist if that ends up being a better deal for us, or I can hold on to it and do a setup. So you guys,
Kristen,
I'm trying to think
it's your action. What would you prefer? Better position or effect, or the bonus die?
I would like input on this since I'm not as
Yeah.
familiar, right? Like I don't want to make a bad choice this late in such
Well,
a serious.
Let's
Okay.
ask the question. What action do you want to take? Do you want to try Skulk, which is a lower, you don't have any dots in, but it's probably
know.
more appropriate to it?
Yeah.
You probably start with better position effect, or do you want to try Maneuver, which you're got a dot in, but you won't have as good a position effect?
No, I think Skulk. I think that narratively makes more sense too. So
Okay.
yeah.
So if you're going with Skulk, you probably want as many dice as you can get because you're starting at 0.
Okay.
That's my thought. It's just
Fair.
Yeah, you're starting at 0 with risky standard as opposed to maneuver with a risky limited, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because either way, if you get caught here, like it's going to be bad.
Right.
But I think that that Skulk is going to give you the better effect here. The setup action here can give you more position, because basically Rumor's going to command some attention, and the attention being off of you makes this a controlled position. If you mess it up, you won't immediately like, oh, what's she doing? It's going to be more like, attention moves in your direction. You're like, oh man, I missed my opportunity.
Okay. That's what I want, because what I don't want is to risk Lenore not being able to be the second.
Second. Okay.
That's my thought, because I feel like
Okay.
more sneaky stuff might be coming.
Okay, let's get the setup action there.
Okay.
And in that case, I owe you this lady's favor, which you asked for. Okay, lady's favor is referring to the attention of this big old crowd. Let's see, who's gonna be angry with you in the crowd?
Alicia's still kicking around.
I didn't get to hit you with Alicia, so yeah, I think Alicia is going to take this opportunity to come and have less than polite words with you.
That's fine. When she gets in my face and be like, I'm gonna feed you to the fucking sharks.
Mutual.
Ooh.
All right.
I love how Rumor's like, I'm such a sweetie till I murder you in your
Right?
On your bones. Smiling the whole time.
Yeah, kind of like Contrea. This is all going to be good.
It's fine.
All right. So a 6 here means that obviously all eyes are on Rumor as this goes down, which puts you in a controlled standard position, starting with 0 dice. Would you like more dice? Because I might have a lady's favor for you as well.
I would like to hear a lady's favor, please.
Excellent. The lady's favor here is that you are going to get some of this on your hands, and some of that that effect that we talked about is going to be centrally located on you.
Oh, I will 100% take that.
Okay.
Okay, so controlled standard, 1 extra die. Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
That's
You do
pretty
the thing.
Yeah.
And you do get some on your hands.
Mhm.
And the bad thing is that you also kind of cut yourself just a little bit
Oof.
as you're kind of putting it on. And one of those drops of blood fall into the shark tank.
Oh, okay, I
So
love it.
that's what's going on right now. You got a minor little cut. It's no big deal. It's a slow acting poison. It shouldn't be a slow acting poison for you, although you do smell like a monster. And you have a shiny dueling blade core that is coated in some kind of monster toxin.
nice. I didn't even see it. I was too busy staring at my Rekiela, checking her out. So yeah, nice. I think I take it and they've already done the inspection. So at this point, in my view, everything is good.
Yeah.
And I actually I want to ask a question. Sorry, I don't want to ruin the moment, but I want to ask a question. Was in this ride over and all this stuff, was Rumor able to tell me anything about Rakiela? I'm wondering, since you're such a buff, if you had just because I'm also happy to study her now, but I could study her in the ring too when we're dueling. I'm trying to figure out if I know.
Yeah, you
more
totally
about her.
could, but I think that on the way over, most of it was probably just ridiculous fangirl gushing. I think
Nice.
most of it was just she's so amazing. But then every once in a while she would say something useful, but it'd be dismissive. She'd again kind of refer back to another her old mentor, and she doesn't talk about her past much, so it's unusual to hear her name drop. So she's over there, she's like, yeah, no, Jareth always said that her footwork was just really terrible, but I don't know what he's talking about because I think she's amazing. So she would immediately turn around and start gushing again, but she'll
Nice.
drop those hints that her footwork is really sloppy. She comes in like a bull,
Maybe this can be an assist when I try to study her. Does that sound right, Drake?
That sounds all right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I dig it because I feel like I want to say I want to study her for her weaknesses, but I just don't feel like they've been presented yet. It doesn't seem like that's as much as I want, as much as I would love that. Okay, cool, excellent. So Cora's just psyching herself up. She takes the blade, she sheathes it. And which is just like a loop, right? It's held at her side, but it's not a true sheath, not for this, and it's not for this battle. She's gonna go into, and she's like, and she looks at Lenore, and she's like, I think you're forgetting something. She looks
What?
very serious at you. She says, I thought we said that before I die tonight, I've got to kiss all the pretty ladies.
I think Lenore rolls her eyes a little bit as if it's not even a big deal.
Yeah.
But then we'll absolutely kiss Core.
Nice. It may be her last chance.
Yeah.
You're so stupid. Great in.
Exactly.
I can't believe you're fine.
Fine.
Nice.
Not like this. Like this.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Cora's dressed in her amazing ball gown, but of course, because it's Cora, it's very swishy, and it's she's got it shimmers, and it's black and gold, and there's all these different layers in it, but it is definitely like a dancing gown, but thankfully dancing and sword fighting work they're very compatible in that regard. So yeah, she takes that and takes that kiss and ascends the gantry and heads up to heads up.
At exactly this moment, Rumor like reaches over and grabs onto Malika really dramatically and looks at her and goes, "Wait a minute, Kor's about to fight Rikiela."
And I think
Love it.
Malika just takes her hand and pats it and says, I think we should try to find good seats, my dear.
Awesome.
I don't know where to place my bets. I'm so upset right now.
So
It's just
torn.
following to the seats.
I'm not used to being torn at one of these things.
Used to be really excited about Rakiela murdering somebody. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So as we're going up here, is this the point where you are studying Rakiela as she is coming up the gantry to face you, or are you waiting until
You know, I think I want to say yes, but I think if I'm being honest, the way Cora would study somebody is once the swords start flashing. Like if I'm really gonna study her, I've got to see what she's doing. If I was watching another fight that she was in, that would be legit. But I don't think I'm gonna actually pick up her, trick knee or her bad footwork or anything like that until we start crossing blades. So I think I've got to wait until we're.
That makes total sense. Makes total
Mhm.
sense. So up onto this gantry, this kind of wire and steel gantry here, suspended over the cord of blades. I think the catwalk that you're on, like it sways slightly under your feet as you are as you're walking out onto it, and it's clear that like the footing isn't good, and like it's not like any arena that you have fought in. I think that it's like unnerving, and down there's the thrash and movement of these terrible maritime predators.
Nice.
And it's all just teeth down there, and out in the crowd, teeth as people are, kind of shouting, applause and abuse at you. And,
So many teeth.
behind you, the teeth of the gearwork platform being cranked down tooth by tooth.
Nice.
And there on the other side is Rakiela, and her smile is all teeth. She comes in, and she kind of like, she has her sword still at her side, and she's like dusting chalk onto her hands, and she kind of tosses this little chalk bag out into the stands, and reaches down and takes hold of her sword and draws it and kind of like raises it in salute. And I think she says something to you, and it's like it strikes you wrong, because a duelist would say, may the best man win, or may your feet be steady and your sword sharp, or something,
Right.
some kind of benediction. But instead, it's we who are about to die salute no one.
She looks and she's like, no wonder you have such a crowd. And I feel like Cora's version of getting putting on her game face, like when she has to duel somebody and it's a serious thing and her family's on traditions, her family traditions on there. She says she kind of like registers it. It's like there's something about it that's clearly wrong in her mind. Like that is not how duelists act. And she looks and she says, she I think she's going to say something that there's kind of like a Zhangxi idiom or normal saying, like to sort of combat that. And she says, may whoever of us dies tonight do so honorably.
I like that. Yeah, it stands in complete contrast, because Rakiela is clearly like this gladiatorial showboat here.
Yeah.
And Kor, who is typically like will showboat with the best of them, instead like just sinks down into that kind of tradition from which she sprang. I like her odds right now. So I think as the first kiss of steel on steel here, as we kind of explode into this beautifully choreographed fight scene on this episode, I I think this might be the point where you are getting the measure of your opponent.
Yeah.
Does
I
that
feel like unless she goes full bore, like I'm going to murder you immediately, this is us testing each other's blades and
Yeah, this is
seeing what our footwork is like and dancing around each other.
she's playing to the cheap seats right now. So
Nice. I mean, I feel like that might even be my angle. Like that might be my angle. It's like, how much does she care about how it looks? How often is she looking away from me and looking at the crowd because she's so sure that she'll defeat me that she doesn't have to worry? Like maybe her weakness isn't in her form; it's in her, pride and in how much.
Arrogance.
I feel like that's maybe like Core's angle, which is so funny because in any other scenario, the shoe would be on the other foot. In any other scenario but a duel, Core would be like, "Look at me, I'm dancing around,"
Well, once again, we're like fighting your dark mirror here.
Yeah, love it. I love it. Awesome. Yeah. So I think Core starts off with like a rapid assault, but it's clearly not meant to wound. It's clearly meant to test her defenses. So it's like whack, 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 whack. I'm taking the blade and it's like whipping around, and it's like from the left to the right. And I know she's going to block all of them. I want to see how much effort she puts into it. I want to see if she's just barely catching them or if she's doing it with ease. I want to see how much she uses her body. I want to see how much she's like, how close she lets me get in. These are all the kind of, and importantly, how much she's trying to make it look flashy versus how much she's trying to win. So yeah, I'd like to study her.
That makes sense. Yeah, we're studying right now. And I think right as it's suspended over the Shark Tank with the Prince's Justice, that it starts off risky. And I think that we get limited effect here.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm not going to know the whole of her. I do want to, figure out what her weakness is, though. So I'm okay with buying time. I kind of want this to go on a little bit as a player. Like I kind of want to see a few rounds. So I'm down with that. I'm down with like figuring.
Yeah, we've got 3 passes up here to blood, right? So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
plenty of time to figure out how best
plenty of time, right?
unmake her.
Yeah. So I'm gonna study her. Is this Navi? Do you feel right about your advice giving me an assist here? Are you down to?
Absolutely.
Cool. Limited. Bonus 1 die. Oh, noes! Do not like those. All right.
Okay.
Malika's not here. I can't roll my 6s.
That's it. Yeah.
It's
Malika
true.
was up
It's
here.
true.
Malika was up here and like.
If you were to show me up, it would have been a
Yes.
crit.
If I'd said, "Hold on now, this is all done to show up Malika," but it's not what Core's thinking.
If right now Malika was engaging in like a sorceress duel.
Oh, guess
and
what?
you were also doing this thing? Yeah.
Holy shit! Wait a second. That's not a 3. Because I have the move Predator. Take +1d on all rolls against weakness or visible targets. Whenever you gather information on a weakness or vulnerability, the worst you can get is a 4 to 5, baby. Thank you for I just got that move.
Nice.
Excellent. Okay. So,
I had not planned on being like, oh, by the way, but perfect. So yes, I got it.
That couldn't have been any better right
That
there.
could not have been better.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I kind of like the idea that this happened when the swords hit and they kind of faltered for a moment and then your eyes sharpened.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
this information. Like,
We get that moment of like, is this all you've got? And like, you kind of like, and then we get that moment where suddenly time is like starting to slow and we're seeing the pieces kind of fall into play. So as this first kiss of weapons kind of unfolds, we're watching, and it's clear that Rekiela is dodging more than she's blocking. Like she's sinuously like ducking under slashes and backing away from the steel and like keeping her guard up and like where your sword is not. In the very express like I could have you at any point and I'm just playing with you. And like every now and then she looks out toward like the barges, so like making sure that they're seeing this too. So you get the indication that she is like showboating here.
Yeah.
And like probably will continue. I'm going to start a clock for Rekiala's weakness,
Nice.
and it's going to be a 4-part clock. Where is our hospitality? There we go. Actually, you know what? Cor, why don't you make this on your sheet? A 4-part clock for studying Rekiala, and go ahead and tick it twice. But I'm going to tell you right now that the first shark jumps up out of the water, and is just going to, do basically like an arch over the gantry. And it's easily like 15 feet in the air. This thing jumps, and like its maw is like comes between the two of you, and splashes back down into the Court of Blades. They are active.
Oh my goodness.
And they're going to be coming.
How do I spell Rekiala?
I'm sorry. Requialla.
Love it. All right, four tick. I'll take 2. I'm not going to resist that. I'm down. That sounds like a great great consequence.
Okay. So now we have jumping sharks.
Yeah, now we have jumping sharks. Now we have airborne sharks. There's what is it? There's some thieves book. Oh God, it's part of the Blades touchstones, where I remember there's this like shark riding dueling tournament thing as they're like leaping with the backs of like these
The Lies of Loch Lamora.
Thank you, Lies of Loch
That's
Lamora.
right.
Yes,
That's right.
a fantastic
Now I need to read
first
that
book,
book.
and then just could not get into anything after that.
Aw.
I love the first one, but then I was like, the story was told. It was done.
Well, the first one is like a whole bunch of heists, and then the next one is like a lot of
Feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, so yeah, that's kind of the scene that we have here. We have we have Rekiala there with the sharks below and Kor amidst it all.
And I think like Kor probably falters at that, right? This is like you said, Rekiala. I'm sure Rekiala has been in the Court of Blades many times. Kor never has. So Kor, just to get the fans even more excited, Kor like falls back, and she like rolls back and is like, she can fall well. She knows how to fall, but I think she rolls back and is like on her, like crouched down on her knee for a second, has to spring back up because she wasn't expecting the sharks to come flying out of the water. She just thought that was, what happens if you fall in. So yeah, I think it definitely startles her and is like, oh shit.
And it wasn't supposed to be, but now we have monster essence in the water.
Yeah.
And blood.
And blood. Right.
Whoops.
Whoopsie-doos.
All right.
Nothing.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So you're up there and you're rapidly recovering.
Yeah.
Down on the actual, like in the cheap seats right now, Alicia has dropped down next to Rumor, and Malika as well, because you guys are sharing a spot. And as she like drops down next to you, Rumor, she leans in and she's like, so you know that this can stop whenever you'd like, right?
What do you want?
Oh, it's nothing really, a mere trifle. I just need I need to borrow Owen.
For what?
It's delicate. It's complicated. Mauer business.
I think that's I think that really gets under my skin. It's Mauer business, and therefore I wouldn't understand it because I am Mauer. So I think there's a moment where like she just kind of gets the little squinty eyes. she's just considering her. Like I think she's just gonna kind of lean in and go, no.
That's a pity. I guess we'll watch your friend die then.
Kor's gonna win, first of all.
Definitely at the moment where Kor is like on a crouch, and like waiting for Rekiala to come charging
over
at
at
her.
that too, and she's like, "Look, she's doing
Yeah, she's putting herself very well.
fine."
And like she's sitting down next to you and watching this thing go on. And I think that she is at this point. What is something that she holds over you from when you were young?
Oh goodness. I don't know. I think that as a Maur diplomat, she actually has firsthand knowledge of like what happened with Rumor's family the night that she was orphaned, and like Rumor's been much left out of that particular loop. So I think that that's something she holds over. That and the fact that obviously she like hates her guts for being gangster's child. So like she's like, I'm a diplomat and I am proper, and you are a street rat. So like there's been a constant. Sure.
So she holds that over you. Would if she kind of reached into a pocket and like held out a sheaf of like your father's papers, what would your reaction be? Because that's what's happening.
I think that she'd look at the papers, then she'd look at the gantry, and like she would know that what's being gambled here is not just her honor, but also Kor's honor. And I think she would instinctively like grab the paper and huck it into the water.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah. Do you think you can get it? You're probably faster than Alicia, right?
She's a diplomat, all cushy and stuff. Me, I've been running from the Prince of Tatters and like chandelier.
So in that case, go ahead and just roll me a controlled maneuver here.
Controlled maneuver.
Just because I want to see.
How's that again, Abby?
Controlled maneuver.
Sorry, that's a
It's more of a maneuver.
It's more of a maneuver. I'm sorry, that's a Eddie Izzard joke.
No, I love it. I love it. Whenever somebody says something in a really funny way, I like to ask, how's that again? One more time?
Roll a maneuver.
It's not quite a maneuver yet. It's really more of a gesture.
Roll me a gesture.
A gesture.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. That's exactly what happens. You reach out, just viper quick, and snatch it out of her hands. Like, I could keep this if I wanted to, but instead you just throw it out into the court of blades, where it will become so much shark fodder, right? And I think Alicia like looks at you like just level. We can't say I didn't try. And she just like resumes watching Kor up on the gantry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean over to Malika and go, "Can you just mojo her?"
And I think like that's when we realize Malika is just completely focused on Lady Kor, like with this like, and then Malika's like, I'm sorry, what? Who's this? What?
Love it. Not paying any attention up until.
When I need you to burn someone where they stand, where are you? Watching Kor.
I mean, to be fair, Kor is pretty amazing to watch right now.
Agreed, yeah,
She moves with incredible grace, even when she's flung back, from a shark attack. She rolls back.
Yeah, I think that right now we're watching like this kind of second rally where you guys are locking up.
Yeah. When Kor's down for a moment, does she want to seize that? Does she come charging at Kor to door, or does she sort of give her the moment, the opportunity to regain her footing?
No, I think it's early yet. I think that like she kind of steps back and like assumes like the classic like waiting for an opponent to just sort of like get up whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm bored. Awesome. Okay, cool, excellent. Because I would start using this blade for real if she came at me. Like I was ready for like a slash to the leg, but I'm like, okay, cool. No, that's. I don't think you're doing this because you're being honorable. That's what Kor would do as well. She would let her opponent recover, but she's like, you're not doing this because you're honoring the duel. You're doing this because you want to show how awesome you are.
Doing it because everybody's watching.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're doing that thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to try again, and this time I'm going to try a different tactic. This isn't my best trait, but I think it actually is a better trait for learning about her, because now I'm getting a hint at that the showboating is her thing. And so this time I want to try and sway her. And I'm like, all right, let's give them a show. And I'm going to try and get her to like do some stupid flashy shit with me where we're dancing all over and getting people really like psyched up. And I'm like, okay, this is not what Kor wants. She is not trying to show off, but she thinks that that's what, we'll finally get her to understand understand if she's testing a hypothesis. Is what you want to show? Let's do it. So I'm gonna try and sway her into just doing this ridiculous shit where we're like, one of us goes and like ends up hanging on a cable of the gantry, we come back and just like dumb kind of over theatrics, but
just over the top, even for you guys.
Yeah, right. And this is, again, I'm still trying to figure out her weakness, but this is, I feel like, a better in to her is like, oh yeah, let's show off. I know you want to make this look good. You don't want to just kill me. You want to kill me in this way that looks look fantastic. So
yeah, that's dead on. Yeah. Awesome. So I think that we're still in a risky position, jumping sharks and an accomplished duelist. I think that sway, especially if you're like playing to her own vanity, which is like already on your radar. Yeah. I think that's going to get you standard effect here.
Nice. Awesome. I think I'm trying to figure out if there's a reasonable lady's favor that I can ask for. I don't know if you have one on mind.
The lady's favor is that Contraya is going to do something sneaky and underhanded.
Ooh, Contraya.
But give something Lenore to do. So
I mean, Lenore has not taken her eyes off.
Of
Contraya. So.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, she still can be sneaky, but I'm absolutely watching her. I can't think of a way that I can assist either.
I have a way. I have an idea in mind. Okay. If folks are up for it, I don't want to put words, but she may have a nickname or because clearly she's walked many lives. She's been a barrister. She's the executioner. She's the duelist. She hasn't, where she's come from. She may not. There might be parts of her life that she doesn't want to know. And I don't know if people are yelling out, but if you were to, I don't know, give me like a name that she has used in the past, a nickname that she's used in the past that might kind of enrage her or inspire her. I don't know. I don't know if that's something you feel like Lenore might.
I like that. Yeah. I can't think of a nickname right now, but I love the idea. I like the idea that it's something like soft, right? It's something that is the opposite of this like warrior tough persona.
She's so fast and lithe, right? Like I could see something, it was meant to be complimentary, but maybe she was a dancer or something like that at some point. Maybe she was, maybe.
Yeah. And it's a part of her life she doesn't want anyone talking about. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. What do you want it to be? Or do you want to crowdsource the name?
Yeah. I can't think of a good name.
Chat. Names like this are so hard on the spot.
Yeah.
I know.
Maybe something dancer, something.
Okay, well now all I can think of is Tiny Dancer, so I am not helpful at all.
And she's huge.
The first thing that came to mind for me was Rose Petal.
Oh, that's delicate.
Yeah, like how a rose petal dances in the wind.
Like dancing rose petal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Dancing rose petal.
Dancing rose petal.
Yeah. That is, yes.
Awesome. Cool. Fantastic. So. Yes, if that's cool, if that sounds good to you, Greg, I'm gonna take that as an assist. I'm gonna refuse the lady's favor. I don't want to give Contraya. Well, you know what? Let's spice things up. Yes, Contraya can absolutely get away with stuff. Let's have things go wild in both ways. But yes, I'm gonna definitely be like, come on, dancing rose petal, let's give them a show, and I'm gonna goad her into.
Excellent. Yeah, that's definitely worth an assist there, and you take bonus die from the lady's favor.
Here we go. Let's try this. So this is risky still. Standard though, and I'm taking 2 bonus dice for the assist and. All right, there we go.
At least you got the 4.
4. At least that 4 was there.
Go ahead.
There we go. I know her weakness.
So yeah, her vanity is certainly a weakness, but even worse is that as she is coming in for one of these big showy blows where you thrust in and she takes like a side, and then like kind of like tries to lock your arm down, but you manage to like flip your rapier over into the other hand.
Mhm.
And like she's trying to lock up with you, but it's clearly all like it couldn't be more like choreographed. Like it's just
Right.
perfect. Like this is something that you
It's
guys
all posture.
probably learned in the academies long ago.
Yeah.
But it draws the ooh ah,
Yeah.
but as this is happening, I think Lenore, you are seeing that Contraya is moving through moving closer to like where the gantry is, where
Mhm.
the big levers that control the gantries are, and she is pulling like a small pair of like clippers or cutters or some kind of cutting tool, and she is getting her cutting tool on one of these wires that holds the gantry aloft. What do you do?
How far away am I?
You are on Core's side of the court, so it'll be a run if you're going to go and intercept her.
I'm trying to decide between that and just calling attention to it.
Nice shears.
Yeah, right.
I like the idea that Lenore calls attention to it, but still in a way that's playing the game. So like, oh, we need some assistance over here. It looks like maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I think she's trying to get attention, but not accusing anyone of doing anything underhanded.
That'd be gauche, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
We have to agree to the spirit of the game here.
Yeah.
I think
Love it
that
so much.
you can do that. But I think that on the line here is this gantry, right? So like Core's side of the gantry is going to take a precipitous plummet, and so they're going to be like on a slant, and Core's going to be on the downside of it.
Oof.
If this goes wrong. So I think what do you see here? Are you trying to sway the crowd? Are you trying to command her to back off? Are you trying to?
I feel like, oh. I'm gonna go with command.
Okay.
I think you need to just to be heard, right? There's all
There's an
this cheering.
audience,
You
right?
gotta make some noise. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're into this fight right now.
right. And I want it to be urgent enough that it cuts through that. So I'm gonna say command. I'm hesitant to push myself. Well, I have three.
More than enough. You're invulnerable until you lose the last one.
You're great.
Okay, so I'll push myself. Is this what is this? What's our
This is risky.
Risky?
This is risky. I think that we have limited here because it is there's a vast distance between the two of you,
Mhm.
and you're trying to get everybody to.
Yeah.
Would
go
you
to
say
bed, right?
you're trying to intimidate her into stopping Lenore?
Yeah.
Just saying, because you have a move that says you have an air of menace and danger, obvious to even the most unobservant. You gain potency
Yeah.
when trying to intimidate someone.
I thought you could only. So is there no limit to how many times you can use your special ability?
Oh no.
Unless
Oh,
they
I would like to
say-
use terrify.
Yeah, unless they say you
Yeah.
have to push or you have to spend stress to use it. Even then, there's no limit, but you have a cost. But this is just if you're trying to intimidate
Do
someone.
it.
uh,
This is your fictional
Okay.
permission to be horrified, like just terrifying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that gets you risky standard.
Okay. Oops, wait, I apologize. 1 second. Okay. The ones in this
the ones
game.
tonight.
Oof.
So scary,
it works.
haunting us.
So you raise your voice and call out, and there's obvious like, and if you don't stop, I'm coming for you. Like that's just sort of coloring the words, right?
Mhm.
And so people look and they're like, oh, the seconds are doing things. Did you see the flip? Like, and so that's happening, but there's this kind of wrenching, popping ping sound as this braided wire just sort of shears through. Core, I don't think you were ready for it.
I don't think I was either. No, I was.
Rekiala seems to just have her feet like glued to this thing.
Yeah.
As soon as like the shift changes, like she just kind of sinks down into like one hip, right?
Yeah.
And one foot sort of slides forward in your direction. And she's like, I think playtime's over now. And I think she's coming right at you. What do you do?
Nice. I think Core, she sinks into a hip, and Core has to like grab the opposite cable to brace herself. And she's all taut. She's like it's like one long line between the cable through her arm to the other blade, which is a real bad position to like, you should be like,
yeah, no, you're wide open right now, right? And there are sharks behind you.
Exactly. So Core is just like, and tell me if I need to like, I have a way I can imagine resisting that consequence, but I like the idea that I'm in probably a desperate position right now. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to like yank myself back, swing around the blade, around the coil, which means like being over the shark water, right? This is like outside of the ring, and then come back with a slash on the other side. Like I'm not where I was a second ago. I'm just spinning around it.
Chef's kiss. Yeah, that's real good. What do you think that is? That feels almost like a maneuver, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I think your footing and your motion here is what's going to make this happen, not necessarily the skirmishing, right? Yeah. I think in this is a maneuver. I think it's a desperate position, and I think that I don't think if you do this, like Rekiala's threat is over. I think this is.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm working a clock, or I'm.
Yeah, you're definitely working a clock. I think that this is going to start with limited effect.
Desperate limited.
Desperate limited.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's regaining my footing. It's catching. Yeah, cool.
This is turning this glaring disadvantage into a break even, right?
Yeah. But I am going to claim, since I know she wants to make this look good, I'm going to just claim this for the rest of the fight. I know her weaknesses and her vulnerable target, and so I'm taking +1D because I'm a predator.
Predator! Stealing from the Hawk playbook.
Yes, I am, and I'm glad I did.
It's a good move.
It is a good, yeah. There we go. The last one was the 6.
All right. So as you do this, you make it look good too, right? Like there's just a new, like there was a that like just went through the crowd as you this thing almost gave way. But you turn this momentary disadvantage into this just like high flying maneuver as you come around and kind of like give her a kick to the back of the knee, and like she is like forced down and then has to like bring her sword up to wave off that return stroke. And you currently have, Rekiala sort of at a glaring disadvantage before she.
Yeah, because she's had to drop for a moment. I think just for extra effect, a shark probably leapt up like there's a chomp right where Core was a second ago outside.
Yeah, outside the gantry like that. As soon as like your shadow came across the water, another one of these just massive killer sharks just launches its way up, and again it's sort of.
Yeah, I want to drop the first blow, and I want it to be one of those insulting, like I'm not even trying to murder you right now. I'm just showing you how good I am blows. So she's got her blade down to block, and I think I basically, and you should not actually do this in a sword fight, I know, but I think I like cling, and immediately it's like when you're dancing and your lead spins you one way, and then they brace you, and then you spin around the other way. I hit the blade, and I take that force, and I spin back around, and I want to slash her right across the face. Just the tiniest little slash.
Yep, just I'm messing with you slash.
Exactly. Also, maybe poison her if she's a monster.
As a fencer, that will get you real dead, but it is super cool in this regard.
It's super cool in this cinematic gift. You never turn your back on your opponent. But
correct. As long as they're breathing, it's never a good idea. Yeah, and I think that as this is happening, as you score first blood, like a card goes like flips over on your side of the Court of Blades, right? A scorecard goes over first blood to Core, and like Rekiala's eyes just go huge, and then like it's just rage,
Right.
and like it's kind of terrifying, frankly.
Oh, yeah.
Like this she was playing. You guys were having a good time.
Yep.
And now all of us, this is not going the way that it was supposed to go. Like you didn't read the playbook,
Right.
something.
Good feelings gone.
Yeah, good feelings are gone now.
Right. Well, it's WWW wrestling when one person who's supposed to be the fall guy decides not
Yeah.
to fall. Like what?
You flip the script. You can't flip the script like that. Like she's clearly the heel who's supposed to beat up the babyface this time.
Exactly. I'm the
That's
babyface.
not-
The babyface is not supposed to actually land a blow.
No, supposed to make it look good.
And I imagine also like the whole thing now is at an angle, right? Like it's not just that one sudden move. It's that the whole we're like fighting on this angle. So
And
Yeah.
your footing is going to continue making that a problem.
Yep.
I'm actually going to start a clock for that.
nice. Yeah, I want to give that poison time to see Ben. I want to just let her chase me down and make her work herself. Make her work herself. And I'm just I am definitely fighting her. I think I am skirmishing. I'm not maneuvering because I'm not trying to like run away from her. I'm
You're
just
not
trying to
playing
make
time,
her,
right?
yeah, I'm just trying to like now that she's really swinging, make her waste her energy, make her tire her out through pure exhaustion or poison. I don't know. I have no, I don't. But
Let me actually start a clock for Raquel's poison.
yes. Second wire, nice. I'm down for it.
Okay, so we have the footing getting continuously more treacherous. We've got Rekiala currently in a hit with the monster essence. And then now we are actually fighting here. The sharks are going just nuts down there. Lenore is probably going to have some strong words for Contrea, because it looks like, Contrea is looking over at you like, I've just been caught, but I still have to win this.
But I don't care. Yeah.
That's happening. Rumor is still right next to Alicia, who is still trying to bribe you. I think at this point, as soon as like the wire goes down, like she looks over at you and kind of like cocks an eyebrow, and then the moment that like she misses the point where Cora does like the cool like spin around and like wins the upper
She
hand.
just sees like Rumor just going crazy.
And she looks over, and that's about the point where they're locking up, right? So I think that this might be the good place for the skirmish roll, right?
Yeah.
I think that
Unless Jamie, Malika has been waiting for this to do something. You
Maybe.
absolutely shouldn't. But just saying. If people are cheating, I
Right.
don't know. But yeah, I'd be happy to make the skirmish roll and see how that goes.
Lenore and Malika definitely didn't talk about this on the way over.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. I think this is always one of my favorite things to try to do. I think I'm going to try to tear the veil just inside the opponent's head so that all the people that she has wronged and hurt and destroyed their reputation, like they'll come to haunt her in this moment, is what I'm trying to have happen.
Beautiful.
It's just the smallest incision in her mind, just to release that for her.
Oh, you're summoning demons in her head. Yeah.
Yes.
That's rad, especially now that she's like got monster essence like coursing through her veins. This could do some real bad stuff. Yeah, I'd love to see how that works.
Yeah. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to say that I'm using. I kind of like the idea. I don't know if this is going to work per se, but I like the idea of a good luck charm. like while we were making out earlier with Core, I left like a particular kiss behind the ear, and then when Core gets close to her opponent, that's when the spell activates. Does that make sense?
Oh, it's lovely.
The
That's
lipstick
right.
that's on Core's neck just sort of
Yeah.
like evaporates into the air, and
Yeah. And it starts whispering. Okay, so let's see. So with that, like, what kind of role are we looking at?
Man, I don't know. I think that channel is the easy one here, right? Like it totally makes sense that like channel will get you the effect that you want to get. I think I can give you greater effect if you use wreck though. I think you're trying to wreck this person.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Ooh. I don't mind trying for wreck. Yeah, that's totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna start with control greater if you use wreck.
Yeah. That's cool with me. And could I hear a lady's favor?
The lady's favor here is that the monster essence is going to make her stronger and stronger until it knocks her out. So the more I tick this clock, the stronger and scarier she gets.
Lady Core, you can handle that, right?
totally got it. I mean,
Yeah.
those voices are just gonna enrage her.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So here we go. Oh, the highest is a 2, unfortunately.
That's okay, because she's still going to get scarier and scarier. But good news is that what happens here is like as we see like this lipstick mark sort of sublimate, it's insidious whispering. I think that like you can feel the spell complete, but you can feel that the weave of it is not quite right. You can let this opportunity go with no consequence, or you are going to have to move into a risky position to get it complete.
Oh yeah, I'm willing to get into a risky position.
Okay,
whatever-
because basically
whatever
what we're
Core
doing
needs.
here is we've got magic going, and it's like an unstable force, and what you have to do is like throw more magic at it and hope that the spell works correctly. Otherwise, it's got to back channel right at you. So we can let it
Yeah.
go, no problem.
Yeah. I think it makes sense to like throw in channel to make sure that I control. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. All right. So are we looking at risky standard?
We are looking at risky standard here.
Okay. Cool. I will. Let's see. I'm going to. It's almost the last session anyway. I think it's cool that we start with the ladies' kiss and the last thing. So like I'm going to take. It's like it's on my neck, and I pull it out and I throw it towards, but it starts to turn invisible as I have it try to like control the weave. So I can get. Can I get an extra die from that or an extra?
Take an extra die for it.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So here we go. Let's see how it goes. 2 6s. Yes.
Okay.
Woo!
So it's all worth it. So we get that moment, like this is the big money, money sink of the episode, right? We're watching as in slow motion, the lady's kiss kind of wafts on the breeze and turns kind of gauzy and insubstantial and then fades and like molecularizes. And then we're seeing through the weave, right? And the energy is following the channel of the lady's kiss in the direction of Rekiala. Up on the catwalk, Core is there crossing blades with Rekiala. And Rekiala, like suddenly, like her face, just this mask of rage, just sort of like blood trickling from the one cheek. The blood does this weird kind of shimmery purple thing, like it's this deep red, and then it's like the color of an orchid in bloom. And her eyes, for a second, like go mad with not rage anymore. Suddenly, it's fear. You have an opening here. I think your opening here will give you a risky position and standard effect.
You're talking to me, Core, as to
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I see this, and I was perhaps ready to dance with her and like let this time out when I see that like, oh wow, Lenora's poison like works. I don't know, I mean, or Jamie, you tell me, do I feel like it come off my neck? Does Core know that?
Oh, I kind of like the idea, like as the kiss burns, you hear my whisper, like as the curse
Yes.
activates.
I love it. So I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
if
can I also say the whisper you hear is like the only one allowed to break the Lady Core is myself.
Yes. All right. So it was totally clear that Cora was like, let's dance. And then suddenly she hears that. She sees she sees the shift. And suddenly she just gets like, I'm taking this now. And I'm gonna like just leap in. And Cora is going to move with one, because I feel like I'm in a potential to finish her state.
Absolutely.
Cora's gonna move with, one might say, almost inhuman speed. I'm going to push myself, which is a really bad idea because I'm so high on stress, but I just have to do it for the effect. I'm pushing myself to be unstoppable. Well, you may push yourself to accomplish a feat of speed or endurance that borders on superhuman. Engage a small gain in equal footing. I don't care about the small gain. I am going to move just like every time she swings. For me, it's like that Spider-Man where I'm just like looking at the blade as it's going, and I'm going in and I'm like hitting her with I'm like hitting her on her armor, and I'm like smacking her on the knee, and I'm just doing things that aren't drawing blood, and I'm just like beating the hell out of her with my blade, but it's bludgeoning, so she's like, and then we'll see if I can land a truly devastating blow once I have her guard open. So you said I was risky standard to begin with. I'm pushing myself. I'm going to push for effect to make that great. And does Unstoppable make that extreme? Can I get?
I would say so. Yeah, with your Unstoppable, I think that you have risky and extreme.
Yeah, excellent. Here is skirmish, risky, extreme effect, and I'm going to take a bonus die because I'm a predator. All right, that's all I needed.
All you needed, yeah.
I'm happy for this to be ugly. This doesn't have to go perfectly.
No, I mean, it's you still. In the course of this, you are fast, you are powerful, and you manage to keep her off her guard and like are juggling her back as she as you are you're kind of moving around her. Like it's clear like she's not going to be able to catch you with the sword. Like she's moving, she's just a second to not even like a heartbeat behind you every time, but she reaches out and like grabs you by the throat. Nice. And like as you're doing this, like you're probably hammering on her with that pommel and trying to get her to let go. She's just squeezing. Technically, you've won the fight. She's bleeding 3 times.
Yeah.
But she's still got you.
Nice.
And like this is no longer like there's just like this panic, this rage, this fear. But that's not the problem. She has you, but a shark has her.
Oh, I love it.
So she's got you.
Yeah.
And this shark leaps out of the water and grabs onto her other hand, which has the sword back and like ready to end you, and it like swallows her arm up to the shoulder, and both of you are being pulled back toward the water.
Awesome, I love it.
So
I believe you're saying the consequences is I fall into the water with her.
Yeah, you are both falling into the water. You've won. Like yeah. you have passed your trial.
Yep.
We're all very impressed. Rekiala has been defeated, but now you're both falling toward the water.
I love it. Well, I do have special armor to resist a complication around physical obstacles.
I think this counts.
And I think this counts. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sliding all the way, and then it's going to look like I'm going to go over the edge. And I'm going to add a detail here, if it's okay. That I think in the Court of Blades, just like in this very macabre way, famous duelists that have died there, their blades get like, Iron Throne style, they get like welded onto the side of this platform. And so as we're going over, Core goes all the way, and then just like you see Core completely disappear, and then just a hand reaches out and catches the hilt of one of these blades that's that's soldered, that's welded onto the edge of this. And then we see her metal wig go flying down into the mall below.
I want Lenore to catch the wig for you.
I love it. But yeah, I think she's just hanging there, like suspended over everything. As Rakiela goes down. Is that cool with you if I use special armor for that?
I'd be angry if you didn't at this point.
Marking it.
That's amazing.
All right. So you have defeated Rakiela. Your final trial here, your fifth trial on the way to becoming a barrister in the court of Illyrian, and in a gigantic shark murder for one of the premier duelists in the city.
I know. I didn't mean to get her killed, but I like to think I did not kill her.
Hey, look,
right?
A win's a win, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think that ends this particular errand.
Yeah.
That's our last moment in.
Kristen, did Lenore catch the wig? I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I
we
love
did.
the idea that I was going for you, but then reached over and caught the wig. So
Yeah, we can't let. That's a lucky wig. Like,
It's
we
a lucky wig.
yeah.
Yeah.
can't let that wig go.
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys
Fantastic.
believe that was one season in?
That was one
Court of
season.
Play?
Wow.
Illyrian.
I mean, we did spend a lot of time discussing our fashion and flirting, which is
Yeah,
time
Yeah,
well
look, you're
spent.
I know. This
You're
is
hitting all the selling points.
Awesome. So we should do the wrap up thing. How's everyone doing on time? We are over, but I think this is.
We are? Oh.
Yeah, we're a little over, but I think this is like the end, and we're gonna do the season end thing. But I would also love to do XP if we have time. I know it's not moot. I know it's not relevant, but I feel like if we have time for XP triggers, I'd love to do it. But maybe we should start with this end of season and
Sure. Now we can roll the end of season move here. Okay. In Court of Blades, at the end of every season, we have a roll to see how far we have advanced as a house, because that's kind of the way that we approach the win condition. We get all kinds of cool goodies as we get higher in the ranks. So we always get 2 for accomplishing our primary mission, which this go around, as I recall, was the rogue knack that precipitated the downfall of House Castania. Do you guys agree that we probably handled that?
I mean, he's been eaten by his zombos.
He sure
I
was.
think Marika handled that.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get 2 die for our primary goal. We accomplished a secondary goal. What do you guys think?
I feel like a major thing we were trying to do was show that House Battaglia was a house, like even though we're at the bottom of the rung, that we could play with the big boys. I feel like Rumor was really pushing that, like, no, we're not going to take your chump errands. We're going to show off the house.
Mhm.
And I think we did that. We like impressed everybody at this big gala on multiple occasions.
I think that totally makes sense to me. We crippled a rival as well, so that means that Corvetto doesn't get to even roll dice this particular season. Okay, so our primary goal, our secondary goal, we had something arising that was the arson leopard in the arbor, which means that we got a grand total of 4 dice to roll for this this season.
Nice.
We are going to lose 1 because we didn't deal with the troubling pastimes, the speaking silver, and the scion of the house that went missing.
Mhm.
But that's okay. That means we got 3 dice to roll this particular season.
3d6.
So,
I love it.
who wants to make the fateful roll of 3 dice for this particular season?
Who feels lucky?
Someone who's been rolling 6s, which is
I was
not
gonna
me.
say, I think our most recent crit came from Jamie there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see how it
No
goes.
pressure.
All right, Jamie.
So like 3 fortune dice.
Fortune
is that
dice.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a 6.
Nice.
There it is.
Oh,
Jamie
thank
brings
the
it
Lord
home.
Jesus Christ on a stick. Okay.
All
Love
right,
it.
so let me just pull up my Discord here real quick, where I've got all of our various clocks for the various court, houses of the Esaltari. It's getting late. Can you tell? Okay, so we got 3 ticks on the clock, which actually puts us ahead of House Bastien. We ascend to 5th house of the Esaltari in the city of Ilrian. At this point, I would do the GM turn, which we got to see earlier. I'd roll some dice, see how the other houses advanced in their particular agendas. But right now, you guys are riding high, exploding onto the scene of Ilrian, and in a single season, going ahead and jumping up a rank.
Yeah, I just marked. I mean, not that this is especially moot, but I like clicking boxes, so
Yeah.
I just marked us as rank 3 of tier 3 and knocked Bastien down to tier 2.
Correct. Outstanding. So that means that as we close on spring in Ilrian, this rash and bloody season, completely gauche in a lot of ways, but also never boring, which is sort of what we aim for in Ilrian. We'll kind of pull back away from the Court of Blades over the twist and into the tumble down majesty of the Necropolitan Hill, where repairs are currently underway on House Battalia, as new facing is kind of laid upon the crumbling manor, and we are watching as the sun breaks on a brand new day in Ilrian.
Oh, Ilrian, the happiest place on earth. If you're a monster,
You don't mind being eaten by sharks. You guys have fun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Awesome.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Jamie, how are you on time? Should we wrap up here, or should we do our XPs?
Yeah, we can do XP. No worries.
You do XP? Okay.
Mhm.
For when we all gather together to play out summer, right?
Who knows? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
right,
you want to do
let's-
the house first?
Let's do the house first. So did we overcome any obstacles with honor or tradition?
I feel like hell and yeah,
Mhm.
the whole duel.
Say hell and yeah. Did we defend Ilrian and her interests?
Didn't let a monster from
Yeah,
the
comes
abyss eat
through.
everybody's faces.
Yeah.
Yep, holding that one down. Did we contend with challenges above our current station?
Mhm.
I think everyone we faced was above us. That's the advantage of being the lowest tier, is that like
Yeah, that is you're hitting all the selling points there. And did we reinforce our reputation or develop a new one? Are we arcane?
what do you think, Jamie? You think putting on that big light show?
I know. Yeah, I definitely think so, considering what Lenore did with the poison stuff, and then us holding back the monster and throwing up a storm just to hold a chandelier in place. I think everyone saw
Right.
like, all of the arcane.
Yeah, I think we were definitely arcane tonight. Okay, at that point we have
We have one more that we can't
conflict
fit in.
and essential nature of the crew.
Oh yeah.
Did we express any beliefs, drives, inner
Oh.
conflicts, essential nature?
Oh, of the house, or
House, yeah.
oh, well, there was a lot of kissing.
Amongst our coterie,
Yeah.
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 That we definitely proved that we are in line with Hospitalia's beliefs as far as like being honorable and traditional and whatnot. I think just in the end there, like Rumor just taking that paper and hucking it because her honor wasn't for sale and Cora's honor wasn't for sale. That was a note. That was a non-starter.
I loved that.
Mhm.
I thought for sure that I would get like a batted eyelash, but instead, no, in the drink. Can't talk.
I
Watching.
think that's huge. I also think we clearly have a tradition, which is that we kiss before we die. That's a good.
Oh, yes.
You know.
You didn't even die though. Come on.
but the threat was there.
Oh,
It was real.
I'll give you one for that.
Yeah. And then we have one more, which was when the coterie does the right thing at the cost to themselves. I feel like you taking that lady's favor, Malika, and giving up not the memories of your mom. Oof.
Oh yeah,
That to me felt like it was.
Yeah,
That was huge.
That
that was.
that was.
Right.
All right. Well, that's what is that? 6?
That was 6. Yeah, we hit them all.
Just clean house.
Just cleaned house.
Cleaning
on,
it. Getting it all the XP.
on the crew XP stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Right.
Who wants to go next?
Jammer, you up? I have Malika's.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. So for I'm pretty sure I hit the arcane thing. Yeah, just a challenge with arcane knowledge and power. I think that.
Yeah, you guys
would
did that
be
twice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, containing the maelstrom and also opening up the demons and
Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do in almost every Fortunes of Dark game. I try to do it at least once,
Right.
in some form or another. And then the next one is, did you express your beliefs drives heritage or background? I think having to contend with letting go of my mother's grimoire, also dealing with, like basically Malika having to say she's going to use her own power instead to become stronger and move up through the house. I think that showed. And then struggled with issues from your vice or traumas. I struggled with the Arturo stuff technically.
You did.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Arturo was,
Yeah.
you didn't want him to become an older god. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I think so.
Yeah, I think originally, and this is so much like Morgan, the inspiration, Malika had planned on using Arturo, but now they're attached to the child and they don't want anything bad to happen to him.
See?
Yeah.
Twisting on the heartstrings and then all about the power and the arcane. About people. About the friends we made along the way.
True. Exactly. Yeah, so I think that's it for me.
Nice.
Sweet.
All
All
right.
right.
What do I have next? Rumor, do you Navi, are you good?
Sure.
Walk me through it.
All right. I didn't do any desperate actions dice, but that's neither here nor there. Address the challenge with expertise or calculation. There's a lot of calculation. I'm trying to think of expertise though. Was anything that was expertise-y?
You were an expert on Rekiala.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. You were like had all the info, all of these.
Sure did. Talking about her ribs and how Wraith broke them apparently.
Okay, so that's 2 for that. Beliefs, drives, heritage, and background came out a little bit today.
You threw your dad's papers in the ocean.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, that was really. I mean, it was both an honor thing and also a like she really won't accept any help from this like highborn no, I will make my own way and I'll find it out myself. And why are you still sitting next to me?
Well, and contrast that to the Prince of Tatters, right? Like ostensibly the Prince of Tatters was a much bigger deal than your father's history. Prince of Tatters is like, yeah, whatever. Okay, you're leaving, fine. You didn't give him chase. You're like, you are not the person I care that much about. Even though Ilrian cares a huge amount about it, even though it's a huge figure. But for you, it was that like personal thing of like, no one's holding leverage over me. No one's, I don't know. That was a striking contrast to me. I'm just like, whatever. We'll find him another day. But
That's right. We have plenty more seasons ahead of us, right?
Rumor doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't stick her neck out that far. Like I don't think that the Prince of Tatters was was like a target that was super important to her. Like it wasn't like he was an inconvenience, and certainly he has stuff going on that has to do with the houses, and he's certainly a danger. But I don't think it ever registered to her that it was her job to stop him. I think that he's always just been like something that's in her way that doing her actual job. So at that moment, her job was to get away from it.
Prince of Tatters is mostly a mild inconvenience. Let's be fair. It's like our Team Rocket in this particular go-around. So yeah,
Um,
definitely worth an XP there.
Okay, so that's 3, and I did not have any vice or traumas.
I didn't get you.
No, I thought for sure I was gonna go, but there was like at the end there, I was like, well, I guess I could push myself to actually chuck Alicia into the water. But I like the idea that like I'm just going to be her enemy forever, right?
Yeah. Peek inside baseball here. Like her next thing, like if the fight had drawn on a little longer, she was going to start talking about the orphans. But anyway,
Oh.
Rude.
I know.
Low,
I had so much planned for this. Like I was gonna start tempting Core. Like, oh, suddenly Rekiala smells really good.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Look at that.
But it cleaned up really nicely instead.
Yeah.
So that sounds like 3 for you tonight. Right?
Yep, I'll take it.
All right. How about you, Kristen? How's Lenore?
Let's see, beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yeah, I think so with some of the monster stuff.
Absolutely.
With even with that little exchange with Red Crow, I think just kind of getting the upper hand. I think that is completely tied to her background. So yeah, I think one for that.
You have one before that. I think it might not show up, but you addressed a challenge with pursuit or preparation.
Oh yeah, I have that listed as third. I don't know. I'm in my email. Sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah. So overcome a challenge with pursuit or preparation. Yes, I'm going to say preparation. Mostly because of it was an assist, but
No, what are you talking about? You poisoned. Yeah.
I helped you poison.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And you pursued Red Crow before she could shoot Rumor.
Yeah,
It's true.
100%.
Still haven't. We need to like
Rumor's
smash
still
cut.
oblivious too.
I know we need to smash cut to a debrief. So yes, so one for that one, and then I don't think I struggled with traumas or indulgences tonight. Although I am a little sad that I didn't get to struggle with my trauma.
I think you
but
did.
next time.
Your
How
vice
so?
is, I think you did struggle. Your vice is pleasure, and you hella got high with Core, and then it came back and bit you in the butt when you smelled like
Oh!
It's true. It's true.
That's why
Yes,
you
I
smelled
forgot
like a
about
monster,
that. That's
because we got
right.
super lit together.
Oh yes. Okay.
So,
Thank you for. That's right.
Yeah.
We're going back there. It's been a long day.
We're definitely on.
After a night
Dream
like
well
this,
beckons.
the dream well, right?
Dream well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
such a great place.
4 for Lenore
4.
Yeah.
Awesome.
and Core.
And Core. All right. Did I address a challenge with violence or panache? I would say yes
Little
and
bit.
yes. I think
Harsh enough, you're on the borderline.
yeah. I think I was all about being serious with that duel, but in the end, I did end up using the showmanship to to outwit. I think I did it both in the duel, but also just like the whole like, oh, we have a duel to go on. See you later. I'm like vaulting off the banister into the cloud of whatever. Just
How nice that we are such good friends.
Did I express my belief, strategy, heritage, or background? Absolutely. I think we found, we saw Core continuing to push towards. We saw when I described her blade, when we talked about like the way she duels, because we haven't seen her really duel before, and like Core is a different person when she's dueling, and like that is because it does carry a lot of her family's traditions and honor that isn't even part of Battaglia. It's part of her own upbringing and like bringing and not besmirching them. So I think that was a big part of it. And also, yeah, I think one of my beliefs is like, I'm not going to die before I kiss the pretty girl. So I just had to get them both in because I was pretty sure I was going to die. So, and then did I struggle with my vice or my trauma? I think I struggled with my trauma, with obsession. I was, as soon as mention of me becoming a barrister was put on the table, I was like, oh, what? I'm trying to watch out for my friends, and it really pulled Core away. And she continued to be like, we're not going to be the ones who wreck this party. We're going to like clean this up and solve it. And, even her interactions with Malika were a little different because of that.
My favorite part where we probably could have done this is like we fought the Prince's Justice kind of off in a side room, just like had a little duel. But the moment that it became like, oh, we're going to do the fifth level of our barrister thing. Oh, we're going to the Court of Blades. Yeah, and like you looked at it and you're like, that's a shark tank and a gantry and the Prince's Justice. But I'm going to be a barrister, so here we go.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm going to be able to
that sounds
call
like
myself Ironsides again.
Yeah.
I get to claim my name. Awesome. Yeah, that's it. I'm taking 4 and we're good. This was so much fun,
Mhm.
Abby and Drake. Thank you so much for bringing this game onto the channel, playing with us. I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns. I had an absolutely wonderful time playing this game with all you wonderful, amazing people. You can find me elsewhere. On Friday, I'll be playing Burning Wheel, 7:30 Pacific. And you find me here. I don't know. I do other things, but it's all good. How about you, Navi?
I'm Navi and I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at NaviMusing. If you want to follow along Court of Blades development, you can go to courtofblades.com and sign up for our mailing list. Otherwise, yeah, Twitter updates. And we do other stuff on Twitter too. A lot of Forged in the Dark stuff in general. We like to make content for Blades in the Dark and all kinds of good stuff. So if you're into any of the Forged in the Dark games, so it's a good account to follow. Yeah, I think that. Oh, and of course, you guys, thank you so much for playing this game with us. It's been like really wonderful, and it's been really great getting to know you guys. I'd absolutely play with you guys like any game ever.
Any day.
So thank you so much. And how about you, Jim?
Hi, so I'm Jamie. I use they, them pronouns. Yeah, I had so much fun living out my Dragon Age Morrigan fantasies. This is super, super fun. Really satisfying. I love this game a lot. And you can find me on Twitter at Temporal Hiccup. You can also find me on itch.io at Temporal Hiccup. I also like to make games. I'm currently working on Apocalypse Keys, which is inspired by Hellboy, about monsters holding back the apocalypse and solving mysteries and things like that, along with some other games. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter to see how that's going. I also use a lot of Sailor Moon GIFs, so there is that. But yeah, so that's it for me. How about you, Kristen?
Hi, I'm Kristen. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Kristen is no Jedi. You can also follow me at Dice Up Games or check out my games at diceupgames.com. I'm shifting a little bit away from podcasting this year to focus more on design. So Dice Up Games is a good account to follow because we have a lot of content that'll come out this year. I'm very excited. And yeah, I had a wonderful time. This was my first introduction. I've never played a Forged in the Dark game. This is my very first one. I'm excited. I'm actually going to learn it so that I can run it for another group that won't be recorded so that I don't embarrass myself, but it has inspired me because it's such a fantastic game. And to echo what Navi had said, yeah, I love playing with all of you. It's been a blast. And one last time, how about you, Drake?
I'm still Drake. I use him pronouns. I don't recall. Well, I mean, I say this every time I play, but I don't recall the last time I had this much fun playing a game. You guys are all phenomenal, and I would have you back at my table absolutely anytime. Aside from all the things that Navi just said, I have a blog that I promise I will update, drakeanddice.com. You can find me at Drake and Dice on Twitter, and you can follow Court of Blades as we start pushing out more revisions and getting more playtest stuff under our belt. But man, this was like when things just click, when a group like this just kind of comes together and clicks, like it's a rare joy. And I want to thank each and every one of you for making this so much fun to play. I don't know what I'm going to do next week.
I know, what are you going to do through Mondays? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah. Chat, everyone, for hanging out with us. You've been great. Thanks for your support, your ideas. We've loved this game, and I put all the links in chat, so check out this game. Keep watching for it, because Drake and Navi are going to keep at it, and you will be able to get it in your good little hands someday soon, I'm sure. All right, all. Take care.